Good morning, guys. Today, inshallah, we're going to continue our section 1 of chapter 5. We're still talking about heredity. So, last time we already know that Mendel started to make his scientific experiments to study the heredity of passing traits from parents to offspring, and he selected the pea plants based on the reasons which we explained last time. So, just to remember, we said that pea plant have a short life cycle. It produces a lot of seeds, and it's hermaphrodite or bisexual, which allows self-pollination and cross-pollination, and it has allelomorphic traits or different different forms of each trait. So we said that last time, and we know Mendel that start to make his experiment by ensuring that he has some plants which are true breeding or pure, that they don't have any form of other trait, that which means, for example, purple flowers. He make this purple flower itself pollinate for many generations, and each time it produce purple flowers. So like this, he becomes sure that purple flower are completely pure. There is no chance to show another form of the flower color. And the same for the other characteristics, like the seed color, the seed shape, and blah blah blah. So like this, that's different. That here is kind of preparation for his experiment. Till now we didn't find something unusual, or till that we didn't know what is the experiment, what Mendel did, or what he could figure out. We didn't know until now. So today, inshallah, we're going to talk about Mendel experiments. So before we start, we need to ensure that uh, here, Mendel was careful to use plants that were true breeding. That means Mendel becomes sure that he had plants which are true breeding. That means they just have one form of each trait, and he doesn't have mix of trait. For example, as we said, purple flowers always are producing purple new plants with purple flowers. Green seeds plants produce plants with new green seeds, and blah blah. So there is no other form of each trait, and he would know what to expect if his plant were self-pollinate. So every time this plant self-pollinate, it produces the same trait. Till that moment, it's okay. So at this moment, we could imagine that in his garden, he has some plants which are true breeding for certain flower color for purple, others are true breeding white. Some plants are true breeding for green seeds, others are true breeding for yellow seeds, and so on for every character. Then Mendel decided to make his experiment. What the first experiment did? Mendel actually he allowed to cross, or he started to study the 7 traits, but individually. That means he studied character each time. He doesn't study all the characteristics in the same time. So he studied one character each time. So for example, let's find what Mendel did. So Mendel actually, his first experiment, he chose a true breeding purple flower plant and another true breeding white flower, and allowed them to make a kind of cross pollination. That means the pollens transfer from one flower to the other. Mendel, to ensure that cross pollination would happen, he already picked the pollens by himself, from the male flower, or from the male organ in that flower, and he put it on the female organ in that flower. So he ensured that this kind of pollination is cross pollination, and to prevent the self pollination. So after this cross pollination between purple flower and white flower, the first generation he got actually was 100% purple, which means all the flowers in the first generation carry a purple flower. There is no white. So here that was a kind of surprise for him. One of the parents already carried the white flower color, while all the first generation was 100% purple. So that question, or the big question he asked here, where is the white color? So that was a very big question. So Mendel at this point, he just have a little conclusion that I have 2 forms of the trait, one form that could appear in the first generation while the other one couldn't. So he called the form that could appear in the first generation dominant trait, while the other one recessive trait. So dominant means the strong one, the one that could hide or mask the other form, while the recessive one, the masked or the hidden form that can't appear. Till that moment, Mendel also doesn't have more clarification why that happened, so he started to pass to the second generation, or to make the second step. What is the second step Mendel did? So actually the second step, as you can see here, he allowed the plants, the purple flowers which already produced in the first generation, to self-pollinate, make self-pollination. The flower were going to produce with their own selves. So here, which means, okay, the purple will cross with purple because they are gonna cross with themselves. Okay, so here we find the produced second generation, which already have a ratio 3 purple flowers to 1 purple flower, or 75% of the plants carry purple flowers, while 25% only carry white flower. So here, actually, that was a second surprise for Mendel, how this white reappeared, although the parents, okay, both were purple. So how this one get the white color, okay? So here, that was a second surprise for him. Mendel, okay, doesn't know the explanation at that moment. So he kept trying the same on the other characteristics. So he started to make the same steps, but to test the seed colors, to test the seed shape, to test the bud color, the bud shape, the height of the plant. So he make the same, okay, to test the 7 characteristics, okay. So he start to the flower curve. Once he made the experiment, he find that the first generation was 100% purple, and second generation was 705 purple and 224 white, which means the ratio 3 to 1 approximately. The same he made it, okay, in the for the seed color. So the dominant trait which appears in the first generation with 100% was the yellow seed, while the green were the recessive one. So if we compare here the numbers 6,000 to 2,000, so the ratio is 3 to 1. Seed shape, okay, they approximate about 6,000, okay, round, which are dominant, and about 2,000 which are wrinkled. So the ratio approximately 3 to 1. So if we look to the 7 characteristics he tested, we are gonna find that all they follow the same manner. The first generation just appear one trait, which called the dominant one, while the second generation show both trait and fixed ratio, which is 3 dominant to 1 recessive. So here that the Mendel experiment, or what Mendel did, okay, and the actual Mendel start to research what or how he could explain these results, okay, and okay, keep doing for this, and that's here this experiment or this observations which push Mendel to keep searching, okay, that considered as the gate of the genetics, or that's the gate which start a new kind of science which is known genetics or studying of heredity. So according to this, Mendel realized that his result could be explained only if each parent, okay, has 2 sets of instruction of each characteristics. What does it mean? Okay, it means Mendel just figured out this way or this manner of heredity cannot be explained without, okay, or if the each parent has 2 sets or has two or has pair for pair of factors that affect or control each trait. So he suggested that, okay, that each plant has 2 sets of instructions or has 2 sets of factors. These 2 sets of factors control the same trait, okay. So here Mendel works open door to modern genetics, as we said, and like this, okay, that the first step, okay, that Mendel figured out, and the next section, inshallah, we're gonna figure together, okay, how Mendel start to explain this way of heredity, okay. So the factors or the instructions which Mendel just said that each cell have, or each plant have 2 sets of instructions, which we know nowadays as genes. Of course, in his time, no one knew about the DNA or the genes at that time, so we just did the instructions or factors, but later we discovered they are the genes. So next session, inshallah, we are gonna know how we explain the idea or the results of Mendel. Thank you guys. Please study your lesson well, and if you have any question, you are welcome anytime. Goodbye.